like halfway through family dinners, how far through family dinners do you think you usually get before you go, Rollo, come here? And we go off into the corner and you start telling me some obscure golf move. I think we don't even get to dessert.
Median 7 minutes.
Right?
Because oftentimes the first thing I say.
And then we look.
I reinvent my swing every time I play golf.
Oh, yeah, every time. And Chris hits the ball, you guys, easily over 300 yards, easily. And it's just a question of, is it 300 yards down the fairway or is it
to someone's house?
Yeah. I like when
that time I almost killed that lady.
Yes.
Yeah, that was scary.
Wait, didn't she?
I might have killed her.
She
might have died shortly after.
Goes, ow!
She's like, Harold. I hit a house, and it didn't just hit the roof of a house. It hit the metal pipe that comes out for the ducting.
Yeah.
And it put a dent in it, and it rang throughout the whole house. And this poor woman was very old. And I think that she probably thought she was back in, I don't know, World War II or something.
Ancient times.
It was very scary. Anyways, how are you, man? Good to see you. You look great.
I'm good. Same with you. How the movie is out on the 23rd, right?
Yes, sir. 23rd. See it in IMAX if you can.
Lord have mercy. Go see Mercy is what I say.
Hey. Wow. You should work for Amazon MGM.
I think why wasn't that? See, if I were making the movie, first of all, your character would have been called Lord.
Yeah.
So it could be Lord have mercy. Mercy being the title. See what I mean?
Oh, good. Yeah.
See where I'm going with that?
Yeah, we missed it. I mean, there might be time to change it between now and when the movie comes out.
Or maybe Rebecca Ferguson's character would be Mercy. And you would be Lord. Oh!
Then I'd be Chris Lord, who's kind of like a combo of Chris Miller and Phil Lord. It'd be a throwback to Lego. Inside stuff. See, no one gets anything.
No one cares when you and I talk about anything. You know who really doesn't care when you and I talk? Who do you think are the two most disinterested in when you and I are talking? 100 into it. Yeah, 100%. Catherine and Cheryl. How much eye rolling do our wives give us?
Not a lot. I mean, not in front of our backs, or not in front of our faces. But mostly behind our backs, I imagine, which is nice.
When we're looking we can see them reflected in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, those two idiots are at it again. It's really true. Tell me about, I want to talk about making the movie for a minute. So,
yeah.
When you're just practically, because I love, as you know, we love the nitty gritty of movie making. So, first of all, give me a two sentence setup of the movie, because I want to know what it's like to act basically in a chair for an entire movie.
So the setup of the movie is I play a homicide detective in near to distant, not too far distant future Los Angeles, 2029.
Yeah.
And the idea is, and it is grounded in reality, despite the fact that you hear it's sort of far-fetched. The idea is that crime has gotten so bad in Los Angeles, capital crime, heinous murders have gotten so out of hand, largely in part to AI displacing so many people away from their jobs. So it's like a glimpse into what could potentially be in 3 years from now. Violent crime is through the roof. And so they've implemented a program using AI. They can determine a person's guilt on a scale of 1 to 100. And if it's past a certain threshold, like 85, 90%, where it's like, we definitely know this person committed this crime. There've been enough instances where people have been let off after 3 years, 5 years, human bias gets in the way, whatever. Their way to deter this type of violent crime is they say, we will kill you the day you commit the crime. If you commit the crime, and we know you're guilty, we stick you in a chair and we publicly put you on trial, present the evidence. You have 90 minutes. And if at the end of the 90 minutes, you can't miraculously prove your innocence, we'll kill you for everyone to see. And so that's the state that we find. And 18 of these trials have gone on. Crime has gone down. It's working. And I play a detective who's put 8 people in this chair. And I wake up. And that's the beginning of the movie, is just basically showing you what mercy is. And I wake up and I've been convicted of murdering my wife while I was blackout drunk. I'm an alcoholic. I've been in the program for years. I slipped up. I woke up. I have no idea what happened. And they're presenting a detective with all of the evidence that basically says, you 100% commit this crime.
And the movie is you in the chair trying to exonerate yourself.
Yeah, I've got 90 minutes, and if at the end of 90 minutes, there's a literal ticking clock, you're on me the whole movie as you're watching 90 minutes tick away as I'm trying desperately to sew up relationships in my life and also try to prove my innocence.
It's such a great concept. So you're just practically, how many was Rebecca Ferguson there? Was she off camera?
So then
how did it work?
Filmmaking nerdy aspect of it. So we
Yeah.
shot in a volume. So for people who don't know, volume is essentially a manufactured space inside of a soundstage where we basically created the Mercy Chamber. So the walls are LED screens, the ceiling is an LED screen, and they have this game engine basically driving visuals all around me. So no matter where they place the camera, you're looking at me or you're looking at what I'm looking at in the Mercy Chamber. So I'm interacting with everything that's happening outside of the Mercy Court chambers, with a very active city of Los Angeles and a lot of action and things that are happening through the course of the 90 minutes. I'm interfacing with everything on the outside through these digital screens. And so they couldn't have any of the actors in the room with me, so they had them on a separate soundstage talking to me through an earwig. So I had an earwig where I'm talking to the actors.
Wow.
They could hear me through my microphone. I could hear them through my earwig. And basically we ran it because I was locked off in one location, like a stage play. So we did 50-minute, 60-minute, 70-minute long takes.
No way.
The movie and went through the whole thing. It was awesome. It was like doing a play.
You did that. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was awesome. I hadn't done anything like that since I was, a teenager doing plays like at my local community theater where I grew up. And so I hadn't done anything like that. It was really a challenge. It was awesome. It was super technical because we hadn't shot any of the assets that were going to be projected on the screen. Because if you see this movie, you see it in 3D, you basically feel like you're on trial. You're sitting, you're either looking right at me or you're looking at what I'm looking at. And in 3D, you're confronted with 12 years of evidence all flying at you at once. Every email, every FaceTime, every damning thing my wife has texted to her girlfriends about me, video evidence of the various suspects that we're chasing down, me interfacing with my partner who's bopping around town trying to clear my name. And as the plot unravels and you learn more and more about this character, me talking to my sponsor, them her putting together little video vignettes of who I am based on the things that I've said to my phone or in my dark diary, or the FaceTimes I angrily sent to my wife when I was drunk. And so all those assets, I needed to know exactly where my eyes were going to be while I was shooting that. And so it was just really technical, like where I'm supposed to be looking.
Would somebody be holding up like a tennis ball on a stick and going, look over here now?
Nothing like that. They created basically an animatic of the actual movie that I watched, but with none of the real digital assets, because one thing about the volume is it does all of the lighting for you. There's no lights set up in a volume. The LED screens do the lighting for you. So if I'm having a FaceTime with my partner and she's right here and she's in a specific spot in Los Angeles that's lit a certain way, that glow needs to be on my face in order for that over to work. And when they cut to her digital asset for that to work. So I was looking at animatics because we shot all of my stuff first. We hadn't captured all that stuff. And then after we cleaned up the stuff in the chair, we went and shot for weeks all the stuff that exists, which is and it was cool because we were shooting on GoPros and iPhones and little doorbird cameras and dash cameras.
Wow.
We'd set up like a giant movie, but instead of a big dolly, it was like someone holding a GoPro on a stick, So it was really lo-fi once we got outside, because everything that I see of the world outside me is captured through the type of cameras that would be used in a scenario like that to gather all that evidence. They call it the LA Municipal Cloud, the database of every single thing that happens in Los Angeles.
Which clearly exists.
It does exist. Yeah, it does exist. And certainly exists. And in 3 years from now, will really, exist. And if you think about how helpful that would be in the justice system to be able to just 12 seconds, no, here's the evidence. You didn't do it. To be able to defend yourself in court, to be I wasn't there. Well, it sure seems like you were there. Just follow me. Boom. Okay, yeah, you definitely weren't there.
It's like a companion piece to one of my favorite movies, Minority Report.
Yeah, it feels that. Yeah, it definitely has a touch of Minority Report, a little bit of Memento, because you're learning so much about this guy who's piecing together something he doesn't know how it happened. It's a little bit of that.
On a social note, because we're so busy, I'm just treating this as our personal text thread right now. Do you want to come to my alien dinner? So I'm putting together a dinner with Dr. Stephen Greer, noted UFOologist, and Paul Walker, bunch of folks. You're down for the alien dinner, right?
course. That sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me when I'm there.
Okay, good.
As long as I'm not like traveling.
Yeah, and listen, low down line people, if you want to go to the alien dinner, but you have to have something to offer. Like, you can't just go roll into the alien dinner. You need to like.
Can I offer cynicism and wit?
You can offer cynicism, yes, and what is it? You can be a naysayer, but you're not a naysayer. You're down to clown with this ship. It's gonna be fun.
I don't know.
Okay, well, you're in now.
I'm in.
You're in. Okay, what other things do we have to take care of socially here? We need to know, when are you going back to Terminal List? What's happening? Give me the real.
The real. We're done shooting season 2.
Yep.
We're through. There's 8 episodes. We've basically picture locked the first 6.
Yes.
So we're editing the next 2. We're completely done with photography, and so now it's just determining with Amazon the exact release schedule and the strategy behind that. And we have some ideas around that, and we'll be able to release that at some point. But I'm not at liberty at this point to release the date. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. We have a whole plan. I mean, Jack Carr, the New York Times best-selling author of the Terminalist series, is like the most prolific worker. I mean, like all these former Navy SEAL, all these guys who transition into that world, and we have so many of them on the Terminal List. Jared Shaw, we've got, Ray Mendoza, who recently directed Warfare. He's been part of it and directed episodes for us. 5 of the 7 episodes of Dark Wolf were written by veterans, but our room is populated with a bunch of veterans. We got people in front of the camera, behind the camera, who are all veterans. They work, man. And that the pipeline of like going from military to the film and television industry it's such a great outlet for these guys, because they are just like, they just get shit done,
Oh,
If you ask them, okay, hey, handle this, they're like, got it. You don't have to follow up the next day. And they're like, oh, actually, it kind of like, I think stuff's going on. Like, first of all, you have to understand what happened was like, no, they just get shit done. It's amazing.
There's no let's have a meeting about a meeting.
They just get it. They
don't set Zooms. They're like, let's set a Zoom.
No, they're like, what is it? Got it. And they get shit done. And it was really fun working with these guys on Terminal List, because it's like their training is so specific, right? What they're capable of doing, it's very specific and kind of narrow in terms of application, unless you're going to go do private security for somebody, where you need to be on your toes and be able, willing to and capable of delivering lethal force to protect something. To see them using their training, but in service of art, has been amazing to see this catharsis, because these are guys who have, millions of dollars worth of training pumped into each one of them. And then to put that training into making actors know how to handle weapon systems, move properly, falling right in line with the sort of, the film business is a little bit like the military in terms of chain of command, department heads, each kind of directive orders, one general at the top, handling a bunch of stuff and moving mountains. I mean, if you think about it, what we do in the movies, it's not the most important thing in the world by any means, but we accomplish some pretty cool shit. Like, oh no, we need to build an entire set. We need to take $100 million and allocate it to create this entire vision, like incorporating, thousands of souls all collaborating on a piece of art. It's really astounding what we do. And so, and it works nicely. I found that like, it's a great avenue. So like anyone who's listening, who's a veteran, who's curious about what the next step is in their life, there's awesome opportunities in film and television for you. I'm telling you, there's a great home for you. And whether it be Terminal List or anything else, there's an awesome opportunity.
Do you, and you're obviously so well plugged in by virtue of that, when shit's hitting the fan around the world, do you get like the wink and the nod? Like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to maybe be there for that pickup shot. We're doing an El Segundo. I'm going to be on a plane going somewhere else. Wink, wink.
Most of the guys, I would say almost everybody that I work with is completely out. There may be some who are not, but also I think that kind of clandestine thing, I might not realize exactly what some of them might still be doing. But they do have like inside information on like geopolitics and global affairs. I mean, I think about Jack Carr. He has predicted so much in each of his books. I mean, if you look back at the books that have come out in the Terminal List series, Like he predicted Russia's invasion of Ukraine before it happened. He predicted Hamas weaponizing and terror attacks on kibbutzes in Israel. He predicted all of this stuff. Like if you look at all of his books, he's always like 2 or 3 years out from things that are really happening, and it's wild. I mean, I guess it's just because he has his finger on the pulse of geopolitics in a way that most people don't have to, and so he understands how the world is working beyond just sort of like the Western bubble inside of which we all live. And so it's awesome to see and to get his take on it and their take on it is really special to get us that perspective.
Another thing on the personal front, are you coming for tennis on Saturday?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm getting better, dude. I'm getting better.
You are getting better.
I know. It's easy though to get better because I was so bad.
Your wife is a stud. Catherine and Maria Shriver, her mother, Maria is a stick.
They're both so good. And Christina too. They grew up playing tennis. My simple goal is just to be where I can routinely beat Catherine. Oh, I think it would be so great. It might not be good for our marriage.
Because, she gets the competition gene on both sides.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Game night, it's like...
No, it's gnarly.
Can we start having fun at some point? Like, it's so competitive.
It's...
Can we talk about your impressions? You do really good impressions. That's like, you're like a sleeper impressionist. Like, you do some really great... I don't want to give anything away, but like, you do really great impressions.
Okay, so here's my impression of the most amazing painting. The Christmas painting, Arnold's Christmas painting. Yeah. Dude, I think you've been talking about it. I think I've seen you talk about it.
I've been talking about it. Yeah, I've mentioned it a couple of times.
You describe the painting, first of all.
Well, yeah, that's just it. Arnold, I have 4 children. 3 of those children are the grandchildren of Arnold.
And by the way, the most adorbs, well-mannered, smart, amazing kids you'll ever know.
Thank you. It's true.
It's true.
Yeah,
it is true.
I've got 4 incredible children. The youngest 3 I have with Catherine, and for Christmas, Arnold had a portrait made, a painting, and it's incredible. It's huge.
It looks like like one of those Italian masters.
Yeah, it truly does. I mean, it looks exactly like my children, and it's the 3 of them, 3 of his 3 grandchildren, Ford, Lila, and Eloise, peering around a Christmas tree at him as Santa Claus, holding a cookie and sort of smiling and eating a cookie.
Very sort of presidentially. But I was like, when I first heard about it, did Arnold paint it? And somebody goes, no. He commissioned it. And that made me think of what that conversation would have been like. And I think it would have gone something like this. It's like some sort of a tree and, the kids are there, but they're kind of hiding behind it. And, I'm in some sort of a suit of a Father Christmas or whatever with a cookie and looking off. And everybody's kind of scared, but they're also kind of happy to be there. And, but very realistic.
That was basically verbatim exactly how it was.
Right?
Yes. It's amazing. It's an amazing Christmas decoration painting. It's huge, so the big thing is like, at what point in the year do you bring it out? You know what I mean? Because I think
it's like Christmas lights are up all the time now.
Not ours.
No. But if you go around, like when I was a kid, you never saw Christmas lights unless it was Christmas season. But now I'd say every 10th house has like a tree lit up with those white lights.
Still?
Yes.
I don't support that. I go so hard in the paint. We start Christmas music November 1st.
Wow. I love it.
So by the time December 26th rolls around, we roll up our sleeves and we get all of it out by New Year's. We have to. Otherwise, it's just too much. And when people don't do that, and they don't take their Christmas lights down, I'm like, come on, man. You got to close the deal. You got to be done.
One of the reasons our wives are so close is they're both so gnarly OCD. And I think Cheryl Lowe legitimately on December 26th, that Christmas tree is as evaporated. It's like it's never been there. And see, I think where you got to negotiate is how long you leave them up. Like I think you leave them up till New Year's Eve.
No. Can I tell you something? So
No.
fun fact.
Yeah.
So Catherine and I, got married at we got married at San Ysidro Ranch, but we also had a ceremony at St. Monica's Church. And a part of getting married at St. Monica's Church is doing premarital counseling. And we did like 6 sessions with this guy. It was, by the way, the best thing in the world. If you're somebody who's thinking of getting married, you should definitely follow this. They ask you questions you would not even think to answer until you're like, have been married for 8 years, and then something comes up and you're like, what do you mean that's what you think about that? And then you have to negotiate it then.
That's amazing.
But like pre-negotiating every diffusing every potential landmine. It was really great. And we came up with this whole like list of directives that we were going to have in this partnership and in our wedding. And one of them was that we were going to play Christmas music on November 1st, and that we were going to take the Christmas tree down on December 26th. We talked about it beforehand. So now we're on board. It's like, and then we don't have to be like, it's your first Christmas. You're like, let's take the tree down. What do you mean, let's take the tree down? You're learning all this stuff about it. It's like the 300 potential landmines and diffuse them beforehand. And that way, if you have an issue, you talk about it and you hash it out, every single one. If you agree on it, you move on. But if there's things you disagree on, you hash it out and you do the work to like figure out, why are you coming from this? And with this therapist who's basically like, talking, diffusing a bomb.
Yeah.
But in a way that's not going to cause an argument or a fight, because a lot of this stuff is, kind of can make you angry or upset or triggered or whatever. So I definitely recommend
what a great idea. That's a
great gift to give your potential spouse.
It's a prenup everybody can get behind.
Yeah, that's that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so you're coming to your tennis game's getting better. 100% getting better. Do you have any good quotes from the kids from recently? Because they're very quotable, your kids.
Oh my gosh.
Jack in particular, your oldest son, Jack, I think is definitely going to be in the business, and maybe even he wants to do stand-up. That's what he says, right?
Yeah, he's a comedian, man. He's hilarious. He's so funny. He's
really funny.
The best. We went to that NFL game that we went to the Seahawks versus Rams.
Yep.
I got to go up there to promote it for Mercy, because Mercy's an Amazon movie, and so Amazon had the Thursday Night Football. Bro, he and I sat in the box and watched that comeback. And at the end, we were both literally praying and watched this miraculous comeback. And we're holding each other and jumping up and down with tears streaming down our face. He and I have gone to a handful of sporting events, and every time we go, something fucking miraculous.
You were at the Ohtani game, weren't you? At the
Ohtani game
yeah.
with the 3K, with like 10 Ks and 3 home runs. We were at the game Freddie Freeman hit the Grand Slam home run, and we don't go 20 times a year. We go like maybe twice a year. So we just happen to catch the most iconic moments. Yeah. And now he's on the Jumbotron. Did you know that he's on the Dodgers Jumbotron?
That's the other thing that's amazing. Okay, so explain this to everybody, because this is the coolest thing. This just makes me so happy.
So Jack and I got to go to the Dodgers game. We went to 2 Dodgers game over the course of 2 years. One was for Clayton Kershaw invited us to this faith and family night, which was really sweet and special. And you kind of go up there and you share your testimony of faith. And then we watched the game. And then we went to like one other game. And then the following year, we went to the World Series game. And then this year, we went with your son, Matthew, took us in the box to another game. So we've been to, I think, 4 Dodgers games in person. And one of the times, it must have been one of the earlier games, because in the Jumbotron, he has braces and he no longer has his braces. So it wasn't from this year. They just got a video of him frantically cheering, just like, just absolute super fan. Never consulted us. I had no idea it was going to happen, but just somehow someone was like, dude, is that Jack? Is Jack on the Jumbotron? Like 20 people texted me from the game. And every time they'd say, let's make some noise, it's that picture of Jack going, ah! He was like the Dodger.
He's the let's make some noise kid on the Jumbotron at Dodger Stadium, played 3 times every game, all the time.
Every game. At least 3. Yeah. Unreal.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, I don't think it hadn't, what was amazing is it did not have anything to do with me.
You. No, nothing.
Because we're there. They just happened to have that stock footage. Like, that kid he was the embodiment of sheer fandom and joy. And so that was pretty cool. A lot of his friends at school call him out for that. Good quotes. I don't know. My Lila told me today she was upset with me when I had to leave for work. She didn't want to go to school, and so she stormed away. And she walked back and she stuck a Post-it on my chest, and it had the word "Dad" and an X through it. Like, what? Like, I crossed you out. Like, oh, honey.
Oh my God. You are surrounded by strong women.
It's the truth.
That's why,
professionally and also personally, yes.
in every way. And that's what, by the way, same.
Yeah.
I have boys, but it's like that's what it takes to keep you and I on our toes. But that said, it's like, how great is it when we can sneak off and bro out?
Oh, it's the best. It's just like, yeah, it's needed.
Yes.
And we are like very tame people. Like, we don't go off and do crazy. It's not like we're doing Vegas trips and we just like go golf and talk shit for 5 hours.
We go golf, and then we
shortly before we go home and be 100% deferential to the leaders of our lives.
Yeah, we just like to get together and talk about our cheekbones and our stylists.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what kind of
moisturizers we're using now.
Yeah. What kind of by the way, this is a true story. And it was a little bit of a bit on your part, but also not. And I love it so much. It was, so what would have been the very first gnarly red carpet where you're the lead of Ben? Guardians? Or Jurassic?
Probably. Yeah, probably Guardians, yeah.
Okay, so I remember phone call. It's you. Rollo, I'm in the car. I'm on the way to the premiere, right?
Yeah.
True story, right?
This is a true story. I know where you're going with this. Proceed. Yes, it is true.
Rollo, tell me, what are the 3 faces you make on the red carpet?
I said, Rollo, I don't know how to do this.
Okay.
Talk me through it. And you were like, kid, it's simple. It was on, I don't even think it was called. It was in person on the set of Parks and Rec. Oh. And you were like, it was like, because I was like.
No, we started it in Parks and Rec, and then you called me and said you forgot it.
Oh, that's right. I called you back to remind you. Tell me again what it was.
Tell me what I told. What did I tell you? See if you can remember.
Well, you were like, listen, it's really easy. Okay. There are 3 faces. You're going to do man of the people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're going to do icon.
Yep.
And you're going to do smolder.
Yes.
Those are the 3 faces. Yes. You smolder.
You're smolder. Yeah, that's good. That's a good smolder. Give me icon.
Then you do man of the people. Then you do icon.
Dude, I'm watching it right now. I do. I'm this
off in my head.
This is why podcasts now need to have video, because when you did them, those work. They work.
Otherwise, I don't know what to do. I'm just like, look at you. Everyone's saying my name. Look at you. I don't know what to do, but it's like, it gives you a bit. It gives you an intention. It's good.
It gives you a bit. And what women do, right? What women should be doing.
What?
You tell Catherine this. Catherine needs no help. She photographs beautifully. And I saw this because I was on a carpet and the Olsen twins were in front of me. And you know how I've never understood why people go, say cheese, and you take the picture. I think that comes from when you say the word cheese, it automatically puts your mouth in the shape of a smile, I think.
I'm assuming that's what it is.
It has to be, right? Because why would it be cheese? The Olsens say prune.
Prune.
And if you say prune, you get the pout, the lip pout.
Ooh, that's good. Prune.
You get the lip pout and the suck in of the cheek muscles.
Prune. I had someone tell me, I'm trying to think of who it was. Be bored.
Oh, yes. I can't pull it off.
You see it a lot.
You see it a lot, and I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I can't. You know why? Because we're both people pleasers, and we're like, I'm Midwestern. You're not Midwestern. You're from Washington State, but we're like.
No, but I was born in Minnesota. My parents are Minnesota, so I was raised by Midwesterners, so I am Midwestern.
It's like a Midwestern values thing. It's like I can't do that. I can't. It's a bridge too far for me. But you see,
I don't want to be aloof.
No, it just feels a tad. I don't want to say disrespectful.
Just mean.
There's something about it, but there are certain actors by the way, they probably are bored. But
maybe, but I think I know what you mean. And it's like this. I heard this once and I said it and someone was like, you should never say that again.
So say it again right now. Say it again.
I'm going to say it again right now. You should always pay attention to what people say about you because they might be right. You know, so people are like, no, you should never give a shit what someone has to say about you. And I'm like, but what if they're right though? Like, you know, like, and so like operating in a way that you don't want people to have bad things to say about you is not necessarily a bad posture.
Right.
You shouldn't do it in such a way that you're like, you know, disintegrating your own boundaries that you've set, and you need to have safeguards in your life to kind of protect who you are. And you should feel free to be yourself. And I think just being cavalierly yourself, but at the expense of like someone else thinking you're a douchebag is not the right move. Be like, how is that going to be perceived? It's really good. I think it's probably a testament maybe to the Midwestern vibe in both of us and some of the longevity that we've both been blessed to have in our careers is like, people like to be around us maybe, you know, like if you could pick who's going to be on set with me and it's between you and someone else and it's like, you know, it's like 6 and 1/2 dozen the other. They might choose the guy that's going to be a fun vibe on set who's not going to make you feel like a jerk or, you know, not be mean, who's not going to be dismissive. Like being nice is a value and an asset in this business. And so like, yeah, standing there and being like, I'm fucking bored because you want the picture to look good. People are going to be like, God, this guy was kind of a jerk. Like,
somebody dressed you in free clothes. You got driven there in a fancy car. People are taking your picture. Oh God, I can't.
Wearing a watch that you didn't buy that you may or may not have to give back at the end of this thing.
Yeah, I love the may or may not have to give back part of it. You know, my favorite thing is when I realized, they send a guard. Like when the actresses have those insane necklaces, there's also a guard there.
Right.
To make sure they don't abscond.
Right.
And there's some great, you can just Google actresses stealing jewelry. It's really funny. There's some great stories. I don't want to rat anybody out, but there are some greats. Oh, I just forgot. I just booked a trip to Cabo immediately after the Golden Globes. I don't know how that happened. Oh, no, I just forgot this Harry Winston, $5 million necklace. Silly me. I'm just scatterbrained.
I thought I was even wearing it.
Didn't know. I know what so how you're going on a big press tour. You're going to Mexico City next? Is this right?
Yeah, we've already been to London and we've been to Spain. And we will go to Mexico City and then we will go to New York. I'm doing Kimmel tonight here in LA, but then I'll do Mexico City. We'll do some promotion out there, and then we'll go to New York and kind of do the talk show circuit out there, and then come home for the release of the movie.
You got any bits for Kimmel? Or are you just going to be charming Chris Pratt off the cuff?
Can't remember what we talked about. We do, to the lay person who may not know this, they always call you. And they do a pre-interview. So by the time you're out there,
let's do a pre-interview. We're going to do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So this is when you see people on talk shows. This has happened beforehand. Hey, yeah. Chris, I'm Billy Johnson. I'm producing your segment for Kimmel. How you doing?
Yeah, great talking to you earlier, Billy. How's it going?
It's really, really good. So yeah, we're super excited to talk about your movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Talk about that. We'll talk about that. And I'm just wondering, so did you play were there any practical jokes that you played on the set? There must have been some like hijinks you got into.
Yes. Oh, yes. Gosh, of course. We're always pulling pranks on each other. That's right. And then you come up with the story, and then you tell them the story that you're doing. And then after the long phone call where you may talk for like 25 minutes, pitching bits.
Yep.
They come up to you and again, they go, and then I'll be Billy this time. Like, hey, Rob, good to see you again. So remember on the call yesterday, Jimmy really loved the piece about Cheryl, and she loved the piece about the necklace. And so he's going to basically say this, and then you're going to say, oh yeah, what a bummer, this Harry Winston necklace, whoops. And then that's going to lead into this. So it's all completely choreographed and crafted before you get out there. Now, I think the best people will go out there and just throw that away and throw out the window, not care about it, and then just go wherever it takes you. But it gives you some sort of architecture. Yeah. Remember when I first started, I was like, okay, so I'd memorize this stuff as if I was going out there and doing a scene, and it would feel so stiff. And you get so nervous, I remember the first time doing talk shows, God, because I used to dream about it, man. I would be like, wow, if I could go on Jay Leno, what would that be like? What would I say? Would I be funny? Would people like me? I cared so deeply about being, I would rehearse it over and over in my head. And then the more times you do it, just like the more comfortable you get. And you get to the point where you're like, it kind of doesn't matter what you go out there and say. Just try to have fun and be as funny as you can be, and respectful to the host and to the audience, and, you know, make sure you promote the thing you're promoting. And it's not as important as you once thought it was.
It takes some experience to get to that point. For me, I learned that lesson finally when Letterman was the be all end all, and I just had never really done Letterman, and they put me on one of those calls that literally lasted in a car ride from Malibu to LAX. So that's what, 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Then picked up when I landed in New York. They wanted more. And then when I got to the thing, they were like, so tell that story about camping with your dad. And I'm like, I don't think that's really really? Like, yeah, Dave loved it. He loved that story. Okay. So just make sure you do that. I'm like, and they're literally telling me that as I'm about to go on, and I'm so nervous. And I go out and I tell the story, and it's a long story. And they're like, tell the whole thing. I tell the whole thing, and to dead silence. And Dave looks at me and goes, you know what? You seem like a nice kid. Maybe you come up to my office afterward and we'll work on that story. Totally sandbagged.
Wow.
Absolutely true story.
See, you got to wonder though, like, did Dave really like that story? Did the producers just throw it at, like,
was it a setup so he could shellac me?
To shellac you? Was it? You never know, man. You just never know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I never, ever listened to any whatever pre-programming after that. It was great. It was a gift. You bomb on Letterman like that. I've never bombed since.
Yeah, I remember seeing some people really bomb on Letterman. Like he was. I remember seeing a couple of, it was actresses that went on there and just, I won't say who they were, but man, it was not, because I feel like if I was ever hosting, or if you were ever hosting, you'd really want to root for the people and get them going. But I think it was up there, was like, maybe it's a New York thing, or it's like, hey, dude, you're here to be entertaining. I think that's another thing, is a lot of times people go up there and they're so humble. They're like, there's nothing entertaining about me. I'm like, that's not the playbook here. Like, you're on TV. What do you mean? Fucking fake it, dude. Come up with something. What are you doing? You know? So like, that's a tough situation. It's a tough situation, man.
No, you want to bring your A game. That's what I was saying. That's what made me think about it. It's like, if you're asking people to sit down and watch you in an interview or a TV or something, like, have a story.
Have a story would be helpful. Yeah.
You know, have something to talk about.
You know what I might try to talk about is how my brother was on, that's what I forgot. I don't know if we're going to get around to it, but my brother, you know, was law enforcement for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so he was a tech advisor on Mercy. And so he came down and was on set. And my brother was like my absolute idol growing up. I did everything my brother did, I wanted to do. I wrestled because he wrestled. You know, I got into acting because he was an actor. He was like Boo Bear on the Christmas special play when I was in first grade and he was in third grade. And I watched my mom just like tearing up and giving a standing ovation after his solo. And I was like, oh my God, my acting is so cool. I want to be an actor. And like, he would take his clothes off because he had style and he wore cologne. And he would take them off and they'd be on his floor, like a little pile of pants with the underwear in them and the shirt right next to it. And before school, I would just go down to his room and just put on his clothes he wore the day before. And I would wear his clothes to school because we had a big enough age gap, 2 years, to where I was at a different school than him. And when I started doing that in high school, he was like, dude, my friends are asking me why you're wearing the clothes I wore yesterday. You got to stop doing it. And so I always wanted to be exactly like him. And so, you know, he went in the Army. If you'd looked at the two of us as kids and said, hey, listen, one of you is going to go into the Army and into law enforcement, and one of you is going to go on to Hollywood to be an actor, there's not a single person in my family who would have thought it was me who went out to be an actor. My brother was like an absolute star. And I was way more the Army kid. I was like dressing in camo and like, you know, hunting and out in the woods all the time. You could have seen me go the Army route. In fact, the only reason I didn't go the Army route is my brother called me when he was in the Army. It was like, if you're thinking of going in the Army, I'm going to tell you, don't do it. I don't think it's right for you.
God,
Because
amazing.
you're too sensitive. I don't think you'd like this. I don't think you should do something different. Like I think he was not having the best time or something. He told me that and it stuck with me. So that's why I didn't go in the Army. But anyways, he came on to be a tech advisor on this movie. And it's the first time we've been able to actually work together in all these years. I used to go do ride-alongs with him. I was always, he's still so like one of my favorite people in the whole world. But he got to be in my environment and see me on set and be there as a tech advisor, and did great, by the way. He'd be amazing as a tech advisor on any movie. But then he got a cameo at the end of the movie. So he plays a security guard and he gets like shot up. They like squibbed him up.
Oh, no way. Amazing.
With like blood flying out all over the place.
Amazing.
And he was like excited, and I was excited. They were going to do it after I was supposed to go home, and I was like, I'm staying. I like videoed from the side and watched him, and he did great. Pulls his gun out, runs, boom, 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 gets shot, does his own stunt, falls into like these elevator doors, and then the elevator doors open and they continue to open and close on like his body. That's the scene, right?
Yeah.
So he does it, and he does a great job. It looks great. And then they needed to go back and shoot some of the stuff from a different angle before he gets shot. And they had already squibbed up his pants, so the pants were ruined. My brother is, a Pratt who has not had to, like, he's like Parks and Rec Andy version of Pratt. So he's a bigger dude, solid, strong, solid man, he's big. And so they didn't have the pants that fit him. So they put him in a pair of pants that were like probably 3 sizes too small. And so he had to squeeze into these tight little pants to do this next piece. And he's like, bro, these pants are so tight. Like, I have to do this stunt. What am I going to do? I was like, just do it. Like, it's fine. He'll put it off camera. So he does this stunt again. And he has to lay there like dead for a few minutes as the elevator doors are closing on him. And he does this stunt. He falls back. And as he falls back, the pants split from like the back of his pants all the way to the front up to the belt line. It's like completely exposed. And he's laying there spread eagle, fully hanging out. And the door is just closing on his head for like 3 minutes as he's laying there, like trying to not move because he's dead.
You're like, welcome to Hollywood, kid.
Welcome to Hollywood. There's going to close doors on your head. Now he was like, at this point, completely off camera. The camera had already moved on to the other part of the sequence, but he did. You just don't know that. So he's laying there, and I have it on video where I'm like, dude, this is amazing.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, that's a great bit. I want to see that.
That's a great bit. Yeah, that's a great bit.
You got to get that over to Kimmel. All right, they're telling me you who are you talking to after me? I hope it's not somebody more important. I hope it's somebody less important.
First of all, there's nobody more important than you. I think it might be one for me.
Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say, and I love you for it. All right, my friend. I'll see you when you get back from the tour. My golf index is now down to an 11. So
down to an 11?
Yeah,
dude. Oh, by the way, no, I'm not coming to Saturday. I'm going to be in New York.
Oh shit.
The following Saturday I'll be there.
All right, following Saturday. I love you, brother. Thanks for coming on. See you soon.
Oh, good to see you, buddy.
All right.